You know, if you've been scrolling through the news lately, it can feel like you're getting whiplash. There's a headline about AI over here, a crazy crypto price swing over there, and then, oh yeah, something about oil prices and interest rates. It all seems totally chaotic, right? Just disconnected. But what if it isn't? What if all of these are just different lines on the same brand new global balance sheet? In this explainer, we're going to connect those dots. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with a number that's, well, it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around. $1 trillion. That is what Nvidia's CEO thinks their revenue will be in just a few years. We're not just talking about a company anymore. This is a full-blown economic force. It sets the scale for the ambition of the entire AI industry. Keep that number in your head. It's the engine driving almost everything else we're about to talk about.
So at the exact same time, you have the old-school levers of economic power facing this incredible political pressure. We're seeing direct calls for the Federal Reserve to slash interest rates, and it's being framed not as some complex economic puzzle, but as, basic common sense. This is a real clash between the traditional financial world and these powerful populist demands.
And then, there's this, a totally different kind of headline. $115 million. That's how much money in bets against the market, short positions, was just gone, wiped out in a single hour. It is a brutal reminder of the incredible speed and, frankly, the volatility that's just churning away 24/7 in the world of digital assets.
And finally, here's a number that hits home for pretty much everyone on the planet. $106. That's the price for 1 barrel of Brent crude oil. Now, this isn't some digital fantasy or a future guess. This is the real-world, foundational cost of the energy that powers our lives, and as you can see, it is going up.
So here's the big question, right? You've got this trillion-dollar AI dream. You've got this intense pressure on the Fed. You have these epic crypto wipeouts, and you have spiking energy costs. These are not separate stories. They are deeply, fundamentally connected. So let's start pulling on the threads.
All right, first up, the AI gold rush. And this isn't just about building smarter tech in a lab somewhere. Oh no, this is about taking that technology and aiming it directly at the most powerful industries in the world, starting with the heart of it all, finance.
And yep, there's that trillion-dollar number again. But look, this isn't just a revenue goal. It is a declaration of intent. It tells you about the immense amount of capital and resources being poured into building out AI infrastructure on a global scale. And an ambition that big requires a ton of power, both financial power and actual electrical power.
And the goal here isn't just some abstract intelligence. Take a look at Elon Musk's XAI. They are actively hiring people from Wall Street, bankers, traders, you name it. And why? They want to teach their AI, Grok, how to play the game, how to understand and operate inside our complex financial markets. This is a direct play to wire AI into the very core of our economy.
And this crossover, it's already happening. Right now. The CEO of Tether, a massive pillar in the multi-trillion-dollar crypto market, is now talking about breakthroughs in AI. So the walls between the world of high-tech and the world of high finance, they're not just getting blurry, they're being knocked down completely.
Which leads us right into our second major area, crypto's wild ride. I mean, this is basically a parallel financial universe running at the speed of light, with its own rules and its own brand of absolutely extreme risk and reward.
We are seeing just staggering conviction from some of the biggest players. Michael Saylor's company just bought another $1.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. That shows you the sheer scale of capital flooding into this space. They're treating Bitcoin not as some quick flip, but as a serious long-term asset.
But for every billion-dollar bet going one way, there's always the other side of the coin. Remember that $115 million in liquidations? That's the harsh reality of this market's volatility. In the time it takes you to watch this, fortunes are literally being wiped off the map.
So you've really got this tale of two markets happening at once. On one hand, you have Bitcoin and Ethereum blowing past huge price milestones, which pulls in more and more money. And on the other hand, you have this brutal, unforgiving environment where one wrong step can lead to, well, total disaster.
And all of this brings us to the third and final piece of our puzzle, the energy and economy squeeze. This is where we see how these new, super fast-moving digital forces are putting some serious, unprecedented pressure on the physical and financial systems that have basically run the world for decades.
Think about it. The rising cost of crude oil is like a hidden tax on the entire global economy. Every single product that gets shipped, every factory that's running, every home that's heated, it all just got more expensive. This is a foundational economy-wide pressure point.
And if you're looking for reassurance from the top, you're probably not going to find it. The official word from the U.S. Energy Secretary is basically uncertainty. No guarantees. That's a pretty big signal that the traditional powers are finding it harder and harder to control a key pillar of economic stability.
Now, compare that cautious language with this, a demand for immediate, decisive action. This kind of statement puts institutions, like the Federal Reserve, in a truly impossible spot. They are getting squeezed between rising inflationary pressures from things like energy and these intense political demands to make money cheaper.
Okay, so now let's put it all together. Let's connect these dots. The AI ambition, the crypto volatility, the economic squeeze. These things are not happening in separate bubbles. They are all part of one single massive chain reaction.
So here's how the chain reaction plays out. It all starts with an absolutely insatiable demand for energy. I mean, to build a trillion-dollar AI industry and to run global crypto networks, you need a mind-boggling amount of electricity. This new demand puts huge pressure on our energy grid, which helps push up the price of global commodities like oil. As that's happening, you've got the innovators in both AI and crypto taking direct aim at Wall Street, creating this collision with the old financial world. And the crazy part, all of this is built on a pretty fragile economic foundation, where every single decision about interest rates becomes absolutely critical for these high-growth, high-risk worlds.
And this brings us to the core idea here, the modern ledger. It's really time for a new way to think about this. We just can't think of computing, finance, and energy as being in separate boxes anymore. They are now all interconnected lines on a single global balance sheet. A change in the energy column is felt instantly in the computing column, and vice versa. It's all one system now.
Which leaves us with one final and frankly crucial question. In this new era, this new world defined by this modern ledger, who gets to write the rules? Is it going to be the tech titans building the AI, the decentralized crypto networks, or will it be the governments and the central banks of the old world? The answer to that question, well, it's going to define the 21st century.